Hey guys, welcome back from another video from TDL DIY. So today we're going to be looking at brake job on my wife's 2013 Mazda 3. Today it's specifically the rear brakes. We did the front brakes yesterday, so we're going to do the rear brakes today. And it's basically the same, just a little bit different size a wrench, that's about it. So I'm going to quickly show you what kind of tools you'll need, and we'll jump into it. Alright. So you're going to want a 7mm Allen key, 14mm wrench, prefer a closed end because then you can put it on and you can hit it with a mallet, which brings us to the next thing, a rubber mallet, flathead screwdriver, some way to compress your brake piston. So you need something like that. I have a kit I bought on Amazon. I paid $35 for it, and it's a complete kit. I just took out the pieces I'm going to need for this. But yeah, I'll put a link in that in my description below. What else are you going to need? Possibly some copper anti-seize, definitely some brake lubricant. You got to clean up some of your parts, like your new rotors. You're going to need some type of brake clean, shop rags, your new rotor, because when I do my brakes I do pads and rotors at the same time, so I don't have to worry about anything. Hardware, which is just this spring right here essentially. So we got some new hardware, and obviously brake pads in here. So we got some new brake pads. So that's pretty much it, guys, that I can see that you're going to need. If we do come across anything else, then I'll let you know. Or if you happen to see me use a different tool that I haven't mentioned. One thing you'll need is probably a little bit of sandpaper, or maybe a drill with like a wire wheel or brush on it, just to clean up any debris or any rust in some spots that need to move a little bit more freely. Then just clean it up. So yeah, that's it. Let's jump right into her, guys. All I'm doing right now is just breaking it free, so we got some free movement here. Just taking the slide pins out. We'll clean them up after. Pry that pin off. Sometimes these get stuck on, but this one came off pretty easy. Set it aside. Just kind of set it up out of the way. Get pads off. Alright guys, so I cleaned up 3 surfaces. These areas, this area here, just so it has, because this was getting a bit of rust on it. There we had a bit of an outline over here. This whole spot was all rusted. Just clean it up so it has a nice flat surface to mate to. And then right where your brake pads are going to go, I cleaned up these areas right in here. So I just took a wire brush or a little bit of sandpaper, just like a wire brush, and just get in there, and that cleans it up pretty good. Flathead screwdriver to pick away any little rust or anything like that, old rust, built up rust. So now this one's pretty good to get put back on. There we go. Rotor's off. Got a not bad surface here, but I'm going to take my wire brush to it. See it? It's nice and shiny there, so we know no water got in there. That's pretty good. We're just going to hit it with a wire wheel and clean that up. Over here, I'm going to just put some anti-seize on that. It's just easier to get it on now because then you can wipe off the extra and you don't have to worry about it getting on the rotor. As you can see here, guys, we got some of that purple stuff. It's the brake lube. Just put a little bit on. So just to help you hold the rotor in place, just throw a couple of your lug nuts on. So for this one, the springy thing was in the back. Set that there. And this one, without the spring, was in the front. Set that in there. So there we go, guys. We got the piston compressed, and now we're just going to put it on. There we go. So now it's just loosely on. We're going to grease up our slide pins and then push those in. That should be good. Now we'll grab our other one, do the same thing. Throw that right in its housing. Okay guys, now the brakes are done. I'll just give you a quick once over. Don't forget, you got to put your spring in to keep everything in place and everything working good. So wife's going to be happy. Car's done. I just have to do the other side, but I'm not going to show you that. No need to show you that video because it's the exact same as this side. So brakes are done. Wife's going to be happy. Remember that's old saying, happy wife, happy life. Plus it's also to keep my family safe. And you know, when your brakes are good and everything's working properly, you know, you're putting your family in these cars, so I think it's super important. And don't forget guys, before you take off and actually move the vehicle, you want to tap your brakes a bunch of times. Make sure these new brake pads get seated properly and the pistons get put back in the spot where it needs to operate full capacity kind of thing, like needs to be seated in the right spot. So before you take off, get in there, start your car up, and just tap your brakes. Make sure you're on a flat level of ground, because if you're on a slope and you get in, turn your car on, and you tap your brakes and you can't stop and there's something in the way, well, that's kind of on you. But so yeah, that's how you do the brakes, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm going to feel free to give it a thumbs up, feel free to subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications for new content being posted. I post every Saturday and the occasional Wednesday, so keep watching. Thanks for watching, everybody, and don't forget, never stop learning, boys.